Yo guys, so recently some of my clients, right, they have been asking me what is coming up in the new launch market for the rest of 2025. And in particular, they're actually looking in the OCR region for the new launch. Yeah, and we know that for the rest of 2025, actually there isn't much in the OCR region. So this actually led me to wonder, right, what are the knock-on effects? If let's say there is a shortage, right, in the new launch market for the OCR, so how will this actually affect the resale market in the OCR? So today I'll be sharing with you my findings, which I think is quite interesting, and also whether buying it the resale or the new launch in the OCR market makes more sense in today's situation. I also have a bonus tip right at the end of the video to actually show the differences between the different sizes for a particular bedroom type and what kind of size you should actually go for if you are looking to make your move in the OCR market, be it in the resale or in the new launch market. Alright, so stay tuned. Yo guys, so before we start the video proper, I just want to share a little bit about this development at Katong area, right? So this is the Arena East Residences. Even though it is a small development, I think this is worth considering because it's going to be near the MRT, and this area definitely is very popular in terms of demand. So if you'll be keen to find out more about this development, the preview will start on the 12th of April. You can scan the QR code to reach out to me, or you can WhatsApp me at 84849302 if you want to take a look at this development. Okay, so the most recent news we have for the OCR region new launch, right, is this Bayshore GLS, right? And if you see over here, the number of bidders is very aggressive. We have 8 developers bidding very strongly for this Bayshore plot of land. And the winning bid, right, actually goes to Xinhai, and we are looking at 1388 PSF PPR. So actually, when we work out the numbers, if you look closely at 1,300 plus PSF PPR, right, very likely we can see in the new launch market, this one probably will be around maybe 2027 kind of timing or late 2026. We should see this plot of land ranging from like 2008 PSF onwards, and I won't be surprised because this area, if you have seen the resale there, which is the seaside residences, they are already selling at quite high PSF for a OCR region. So I think in particular, this one really stood out, and it really shows like what is going on in the new launch market and what is the developers' appetite and their assessment of the market 1 to 2 years ahead. For those of you that might be not so familiar with the segmentation, over here I have the whole Singapore map, right, that is split within the 3 regions called Central Region, rest of Central Region, and then we have outside of Central Region. So for today's video, I'll be covering briefly on each region, but the one that I'll be going in detail will be outside of Central Region. Okay, so right now we'll look at the available new launch supply, right, from the entire Singapore region, and then we filter region by region, OCR, CCR, and then RCR. So over here for the whole entire Singapore, we have a total of 78 projects, and the number of units is 3,781, and this is in the post-launch market already. And in the OCR region, we have 22 projects and 1,160 units here. CCR, 32 projects, 871 units. Last but not least, we have RCR, 24 projects and 1,750 units left. So you see over here, just a very brief breakdown of the new launch supply based on each region, right? We already can see that there's quite a bit of units in the RCR area. And then for CCR, of course, it's the lowest one because I think the quantum is the highest, and the different profile of the buyers there is a lot smaller as compared to the OCR in the RCR region. But if I look at the new launches coming up for the year, definitely the CCR supply will still go up because there is quite a bit of launches coming up. But I think the main concern will be today's topic, which is the OCR region, right? So you can see, actually, it only has about 1,100 units. And if we look at the upcoming launch for this year, that the supply for OCR is going to be very low for the rest of 2025. Okay, so over here I have the upcoming CCR launches in 2025. So over here I also excluded all the small launches because I don't think they will move the supply too much. So based on these 5 projects, the Orchard Boulevard GLS 301 units, Holland Drive GLS 666 units, River Green 400 plus units, Former Robertson Walk 348 units, Newport Residences 246 units. So this will bring the total supply of 1961 plus just now I mentioned about the current new launch supply, right? 871. We have a total of 2,832 units that is going to be in the CCR market for the new launch. Alright, so the second part, which is the upcoming RCR launches for 2025. So same thing, I also exclude the small launches over here. The first one, we have 71 Science Park Drive, 345 units. Bloomsbury Residences, which is going to launch in April, and the preview is going to start this week, 358 units. Margaret Drive, 460 units. Zion Road Parcel A, about 700 units. Zion Road Parcel B, about 600 units. And One Marina Gardens, which is also launching the same time as Bloomsbury Residences. So for these two developments, if you want to take a look, you want to go down the show flat, and then you want to assess whether this is a good buy or not, feel free to drop me a WhatsApp because I will be involved in these two projects. So I myself also have clients that are going to view these two developments. So in the end, it's just get a feel of what is currently going on in the RCR market, but you don't necessarily have to go and buy the unit. I think in the end, if you are looking at new launches, you need to kind of know what is the differences and what sets it apart across the other post launches or the upcoming launches as well. So for all the units on the left, which is going to be launching for this year, we have a total supply coming in at 3,400, and based on just now, the breakdown of the RCR region, right, we have a total of 5,150 units. So definitely if you compare across the three regions, the RCR total supply for 2025 will be the highest. Imagine today, right, if you are a developer and then you already know that there is going to be a lot of competition in the RCR new launch market, what do you think the developer will do and how will they price their launches, the pricing at? Actually, if I see this number of 5,000 over units, right, if I'm a developer, I definitely will be worried because on top of these 6 developments in the 2025 launch, I also need to compete with the remaining ones in the RCR market as well. So over here, if I'm the developer, I also want to price it well so that I can move as much of the supply as possible and not be left behind. If you are considering in the RCR market as well, I think definitely in 2025, developer will be the most price sensitive of if you compare even the previous year, because previous year maybe in the OCR market there could have been more opportunities, but over here today in the RCR I do foresee the highest supply over here. And then next up we have the OCR launches for 2025. So same thing, I've also excluded the small launches, and over here we have 3 launches. Canberra Crescent GLS 375 units, the Souza Avenue GLS 347 units, and Upper Thomson Road Parcel B 941 units. So this brings the total of 1,663 supply that's coming up this year. And if you add in the current post-launch supply, we have about 1,100 units. The total we have 2,823. So when you compare between this RCR and OCR, definitely the OCR region, the supply will be very, very short. And if today I'm a developer that is going to sell these 3 developments, I would price it higher because I don't think I will have to be afraid of the demand. Because you think about it, right? If you look over here at the RCR region, right, you see for let's say Bloomsbury Residences, it's not going to be near MRT. RCR region is going to be starting from about 2003, 2004 PSF. So if right, certain buyers they're priced out by the 2,400 PSF range already, then they definitely will be only looking at these 3 launches and also the remaining supply in the OCR market because they are already priced out of the RCR market. So for here, I do see the developer having some pricing power for the OCR region. Okay, so over here for today's video, I'll be focusing more on the OCR region. So if you want to find out more about the RCR or the CCR region, you can reach out to me via WhatsApp on 84849302. So right now for this OCR new launch market, right, you can see per year, from 2019 all the way to 2021, we are actually looking at about 4,000 plus units sold per year. Okay, this is only in the OCR new launch market segment. So these blue color bars, they are the volume. And then you can see this dotted line over here. This is the price and the PSF for the OCR new launch. So you can see, right, the moment when this OCR take-up rate dropped, right, because from 2021 to 2022, actually there was quite a shortage of the supply in the OCR new launch market. Then you can see that the price actually jumped quite significantly even though the volume went down. So you can see the volume for 2022 actually was in the 2,300 range only. And you can see, right, from 2022 onwards, 2023, 1,008 only. 2024, 3,200. And you can see the curve, right, go up by how much. So from 2021 to 2022, the supply was the lowest. It was the sharpest drop in supply. So that's why you can see there is the sharpest increase in the price. But you can see, right, from 2022 to 2023, even though there was a drop in the number of transactions also in the new launch market from 2003 all the way to 1008, right, the price still went up simply because there was not enough supply even in the new launch market. So that's why the developer was still able to price it more aggressively. And then over here, 2024, we have a total of 3,200 units transacted. And you can see because of the increase in the number of transactions, the increase in the price of the OCR new launch didn't increase as much as the previous year, because the previous years the supply was much lesser. And you can compare the slope, right? This will be the increase from 2021 to 2024, this part, right, will be kind of similar to what happened in 2020 to 2021. And the usual take-up rate for the OCR new launch was actually in the 4,000 plus per year. So even in the last 3 years, actually the take-up rate for the new launch was much lower. But in actual fact, is it actually because of a drop in demand, or was it because the supply is actually too low in the OCR new launch market? Okay, so last but not least, we have 2025. So you can see just on 2025 mid-March, right, we already have a total number of transactions in the OCR new launch market to be over 2,100. Okay, for those of you that don't understand, right, like this is a very scary number within 3 months of 2025. Why I say that is because you see, for the whole of 2022 and 2023, we only have about 2,000 plus, 1,000 plus range, and that is for the whole year. And right now in 2025, we are already seeing such strong take-up rate in the OCR new launch market. And this is definitely a supply issue, because you can see over here in front, right, average per year we are looking at 4,000 plus units. So you can see just based on 2022, right, maybe we have a shortage of about 1.7k buyers. Then in 2023, maybe we have about 2,500 buyers. And then for 2024, we still short of about 1k buyers. So you see today, right, in 2024 and 2025, when you go and put a check for the OCR launches, it's very easy to see that the number of checks can easily double or triple the amount of units available, because simply the supply versus the demand is not enough and cannot match up. If we just look at 2024, right, we already have 3,000 plus units being snapped up, and we still see a very strong performance in first quarter of 2025. I do foresee if actually there is a lot more new launches coming up, the take-up rate can be easily 4,000 plus, 5,000 plus in the new launch OCR market. But unfortunately, for what I shared just now, when we look at the numbers, right, coming up for this year, I don't think the supply can keep up with demand, especially in the OCR area. So when we see all this, right, and you can see today's 2025 pricing, average PSF for the new launch already crossing 2,300, even for the OCR region. So right, for myself and my clients, actually I've been sharing with them a couple of post launches also right below this PSF, and some close to $2,000 per square feet mark. So I think those are definitely the hidden gems in this current market right now, instead of chasing every new launch. Because you can see the developer, if they look at the same chart I'm looking at, and definitely they have the whole team of researchers that's analyzing the demand and supply. For them, they will know how to price the unit, and for the developer, I don't think they will price it any cheaper, because they know that the supply here is very, very low in the OCR region. So if you want to find out more about what are the current hidden gems in the market, you also can feel free to reach out to me via WhatsApp. So over here, right, I have the comparison for the overall OCR take-up rate in the new launch versus the 3 bedrooms for the same region. So this is like a subset now, and the blue color bar represents the volume. So total, let's say in 2029, we have 4,000 units in the OCR region, new launch being sold. But for the 3 bedrooms, about 1,300 units. So this one is just kind of show you, right, in the 3 bedroom segment, we are looking at about 30% on average each year as a take-up rate for the OCR new launch segment. And same thing, you see from 2021 to 2022, because there was a huge shortage in the supply, right? And this caused the prices to spike as a result. Okay, so here, right, I decided to dig deeper. What if there's a shortage, right, in the OCR new launch 3 bedrooms? Then what will happen in the resale 3 bedroom supply? So over here, I've added on, so don't be confused, okay? Basically, this one is still the OCR total number of new launch units sold. Pink color will be the 3 bedrooms new launch sold, and then yellow color here will be OCR resale 3 bedroom volume. So just to be very clear, this one is entire new launch, this is 3 bedroom new launch, and this one is OCR resale 3 bedrooms. So you can see every year, right, we have an estimate of about 1,003 plus 2,002. You can see the take-up rate for the 3 bedrooms. So you can see for 2019, it was about 3,000 plus. 2020 was about 4,000 plus. 2021, which is when COVID hit, you can see this caused the entire market to spike up because there was a very strong demand, right, for the resale 3 bedroom in the OCR market. So over here we can see 5,000 plus just in the resale market alone, and new launch also got about 1,006. So in total for 2021, 3 bedrooms OCR, right, we see about almost 7,000 units being snapped up. And 2022, we have almost 5,000 units being transacted for the entire 3 bedroom OCR market. 2023, 500 plus 3,005, we are looking at about 4,000 plus. And then 2024, 1,200 in the new launch 3 bedrooms, and then 4,000 plus in the resale 3 bedrooms. So total is also very strong. We are looking at about 5,000 plus units in terms of demand for the OCR 3 bedrooms. And you can see today, right, for 2025, 645 3 bedrooms already sold for the new launch, and only 710, right, that is sold in the 3 bedroom resale market. When you compare just to 2024, right, I do foresee a very strong demand still going to happen for the 3 bedroom resale market. What will happen, right, is that you can see, I still think the new launch 3 bedroom is kind of on pace based on the previous year take-up rates. And then for the resale 3 bedrooms, right, you see we have a total number of units of 700 plus transactions only. And if we just reference back to 2024, we have a total of 4,100 units in the OCR region, 3 bedrooms being transacted. If we just base off, okay, maybe 2024 was an anomaly, I'm not too sure. But if we just base off the average between 2023 and 2024 for the resale 3 bedroom, right, we have 3.5k here and 4.1k. Let's say they are looking at maybe 3,800 units in the resale market for 2025. You can see there is a gap of 3,000 units, right, that is going to be snapped up in the resale market. So this is how I foresee the resale market going to move. And I am quite sure for the next 3 quarters of this year, if the new launch supply is going to be quite low, a lot of units are going to move in the resale 3 bedroom market. And right now it's like a pent-up demand because I think it's lagging behind the usual take-up rate. So we have a total of maybe another 3,000 units to still absorb in the resale 3 bedroom market. And I do foresee that buyers, if they are priced out by the new launch market, they might not have much negotiation power. And definitely if you're owner holding a 3 bedroom resale property in the OCR market, I think this is a very good opportunity, as I feel this is very likely a seller's market because the demand will be quite strong also. why I want to touch on the resale 3 bedroom versus a new launch 3 bedroom, right? So you see, right, in 2021, over here, the price gap between the 3 bedroom new launch and the 3 bedroom resale, we are looking at 34% price gap. And not just the new launch prices move up, even the resale prices move up as well. And we are looking in 2022, the price gap is 38% between the new launch 3 bedrooms and the resale 3 bedrooms. Fast forward to 2023, we have a 37% price gap. 2024, 37% price gap. And even today, right, 2025, we have a price gap of 36%. So you remember just now I did mention about the low supply in the new launch market, right? If let's say the developer actually price it even higher, so the average transacted for the entire OCR is going to go up further, right? I do foresee the OCR 3 bedrooms in the resale market also following the same trend, maintaining this price gap of about 36-37% from the resale to the new launch market. So definitely I think if you are owner in the new launch or the resale market from 3 bedrooms, you are going to be positioned very well for the rest of 2025, especially in the 3 bedrooms OCR segment. But if today you are a buyer, right, that is still evaluating their options in this particular segment, maybe your budget only can afford a 3 bedroom OCR in the resale, right, then you really need to consider making a move soon. Because I think some people, they are still telling me, oh, you know, the market is not too good, I'm still looking for a price drop. But for me, right, I'm looking purely from a demand and supply perspective. If this price gap trend of 36%, 37% were to remain, and then we have the new launch pricing going up for the remaining OCR plots, right, I do foresee the resale really will catch up to this. For resale segment this year, going to be quite strong also for the OCR 3 bedrooms. So I just want to share a little bit more also based on what I see on the ground, right? Because recently I also served a few buyers. One of them, their budget range is about 3 bedrooms looking for maybe OCR or ASEAN region, and then about $2 million, the one 201 within 10 years old, prefer as new as possible. So for OCR region 3 bedrooms, one example I can quote, maybe I take Riverfront Residences or Florence Residences. So these two developments, you are looking at Hougang area, right? And for the 3 bedrooms, we went to see, you can only get bigger 3 bedrooms for about $2 million budget range, because they TOP in 2023 and they are not even near MRT. And from what I last checked on the ground, right, their last rejected offers range from 1.9 million to 1.95 million, and these are about 1,000 square feet range only. So you can see in the OCR resale 3 bedrooms, right, people already rejecting about 1,009 PSF for not near MRT in Hougang area. So that's why when I see what is going on the ground, right, I'm really not surprised if the price continue to move up more. Because I spoke to some of the owners, they actually say they are not in a rush to sell. For them is they kind of want to cash out and then upgrade to maybe a bigger unit, etc. But for them, they do have a lot of holding power. And if you go and search, right, in the OCR 3 bedrooms, maybe the newer ones, right, really there is not much choices for the $2 million budget range. You probably have to increase a little bit more. And this is where I worry for those people, they are still not positioned in the resale market or even the new launch market. You might be priced out by end of this year for the OCR 3 bedrooms. So if I see this trend going up, right, then I really think even on the ground, really the owners or the supply is quite low in the resale market. Then especially for the newer ones, because I think most people, they are still gunning for below 10 years old one. Yeah, then of course you cannot compare to those that is the much older one. So those are a totally different budget range, a different target audience. On the ground for the newer ones, I do foresee this shortage in supply, and the units move quite fast also. So for those that never move, right, really is the owner that is listing the price quite high. Yeah, so if you want some advice on what is happening on the resale market also, do feel free to reach out to me, because I'm also on the ground serving a couple of buyers, and I do see that the market is shifting. Because some of them they actually try for the new launch maybe for the first quarter of this year, and they couldn't get their ballot number at Ori, at Alta, at Parktown, then they have just decided to just buy something in the resale market because they cannot wait anymore. Some of these buyers actually just buying whatever they can see in the resale market simply because they don't want to get priced out also in the resale. So I do foresee a lot of overflow from this segment. If you found my video useful so far, you can leave a like and subscribe. And also, if you have any questions or you are currently looking around in the resale market or new launch market and you want to evaluate your options properly, right, you can feel free to reach out to me via WhatsApp 84849302. And definitely I'm on the ground and I really know what's going on in the market, especially for each market segment and the different budget range. Okay, so now I'll be touching on the new launch OCR supply, right? And I'll be going deeper into this. So current OCR 3-bedroom supply, we have a total of 17 projects and 474 units. So if you really want to take a look and see which development might suit you and which are the ones I've identified as a better buy, you can feel free to reach out to me also. For me, I do quite an objective assessment across all the different OCR developments also. Okay, so for the upcoming OCR launches, right, and the current new launch 3-bedroom supply, if you combine the both of them, and then I look at maybe 30% of what it's going to be launching this year for the 3 bedrooms of 1,600 plus. So the 3-bedroom new supply we should be looking at is about almost 500 units. And what we have at post-launch is 474 units. So the total number of new launch supply for 2025, 3 bedrooms will be at 973 units. Okay, so you can see over here, just now I pulled up the volume chart, right? So I got tabulate over here from 2021 to 2025 up to date, what is the 3 bedrooms total volume for each year. And you can see they are averaging about 4,000 plus to 5,000 range. So I will just take it about maybe 4,000, the high 4,000 range. So if you see today, right, the current new launch market for 2025 in the 3-bedder, we'll be looking at 973 units. And I would say based on the current transactions over here, right, if you base on the previous trend, the OCR market, right, still has to absorb another like maybe 3,500 units. And in the resale market, I would estimate another 2,500 units to be transacted. So this is for the demand side. Okay, so just now you saw, right, based on my past analysis for the trends, right, we should absorb another 2,500 units for the rest of 2025 in the resale market. Okay, but you can see, right, the current resale 3-bedroom supply. So for here, I did this filter, okay, in the entire OCR region for the past 1 year, right, what is the resale and sub-sale number of transactions for 3 bedrooms and anything TOP up to 2025. So we already see that there is a total of 4,342 transactions for the past 12 months. So it doesn't really tally up with just now that one, because that one is purely for the whole of 2024 and then a portion of 2025. But this one works with the past 12 months. 4,300 transactions for the past 1 year. And current listings in the market, right, we can see we have 3,200 listings. And maybe I estimate that 10% is duplicates or more, right? So maybe the real numbers is less than 3,000. So less than 3,000 3-bedroom in the OCR region. So this one really quite close with what I mentioned just now. The market, right, for the rest of 2025 will have to absorb another 2,500 more units. So over here, I will conclude that the resale, actually there is a lot more demand than supply, because if you just base off this comparison, right, number of transactions for the past 1 year, we are looking at 4,000 plus. And if you look at the current listing, I will estimate to be slightly around 3,000 range. So the demand for the resale is about maybe 30% more than the current supply in the OCR 3-bedroom market. Okay, so this is the bonus segment. So I'll be sharing with you which 3-bedroom size, right, is actually the most popular in the OCR region. So just now I did based on OCR 3-bedroom. So I decided to do some more digging, right, and to see actually in OCR region is the below 1,000 square feet, between 1,000 to 1,002 or 1,002 and above square feet sizes the most popular. I can distill it to so detailed lah. Okay, so now for the 1002 to 1005 square feet 3-bedroom units, right? You can see the total number of transactions we have is 1,248, and the current listings here is 836. So the demand to supply ratio we're looking at is 1.49. Every unit that is on the market, right, it will take less than like 6 months to 9 months to sell if you are in this bedroom size range. Okay, of course, it's not a one size fit all kind of conclusion, but it just give you a rough gauge, right? If you are looking to enter, but then you don't know which bedroom type to go for. And also one thing to take note, for the harmonized units, right, that is only started in around 2024, they haven't entered the resale market yet. So from here, you just take this example, right, for adding on the aircon ledge, if you want to compare buying harmonized projects. Okay, so now for the second one, which is below 1,000 square feet, right, for the OCR 3 bedrooms. So over here, this is the search criteria. And you can see total number of transactions, we are looking at 993. Current listings available 673. So I never go and count whether there's duplicates or all that. But over here, just based on the demand to supply ratio, we're looking at 1.47. So this one, below 1,000 square feet one, right, and the 1,002 above one, right, they're kind of similar in the terms of the demand and supply ratio. Okay, so last but not least, we have the final one, which is the most popular one. For the OCR 3 bedrooms, right, you can see the popular ranges is coming from 1,000 square feet to 1,002 square feet. And you can see that the total number of transactions we are looking at is 1,788 units, and the current listings is 1,000. So the demand supply ratio over here is 1.78. And it means that most of the units, right, you take at most half a year to sell because there is so much demand for it. We can see it is the strongest demand. So over here, if you want to find out more, like, oh, you know, what price range is actually the most popular, most volume in this current market right now, or which district would you think is the easiest to enter the property and exit as well? So I also have all this data, right, that is filtered down to the price range, the size, even the districts as well. So if you want to find out more on how to make your next move, you can feel free to also contact me lah. And now I'll be touching on the upcoming new launches or the land bids, right, that is coming up for the GLS. So over here you can see for Dairy Farm, OCR, Lentor Gardens, OCR, Bayshore, OCR, these three already awarded. And next up we have Trunk Grove, OCR, Lakeside Drive, OCR, Trunk Grove, OCR, Upper Thompson Parcel B, OCR. And this will be open for tender on the later dates over here lah. The Trunk Grove one already open. And if you just see based on these two, right, this is the Dairy Farm one awarded at 1020 PSF PPR and it's not near MRT. And for this one, the Bayshore one, 1388 PSF PPR, also in the OCR region, which is right beside Bayshore MRT. Okay, so I just want to touch a little bit more on the Dairy Farm site. So you can see, basically this is the site over here, and this is Hillview MRT, this is Cashew MRT, okay? So here, right, you can see if they are gonna be buying the land at 1020 PSF PPR, I do estimate the launch average should be around 2,200 PSF onwards. And just for reference, right, you can see Lentor Central, which is near Lentor MRT, is 982 PSF PPR in September 2023. And the average at launch, right, in March this month is looking at about 2,200 PSF. So of course, if you want to compare to the current launches that is in the post-launch, this one you need to adjust the PSF down a little bit. So same thing over here. If they are buying the land almost 40 PSF PPR higher than Lentor Central and is further away from MRT, just based on the land price alone, right, I won't be surprised if they launch it even higher than what is transacted for the average at Lentor Central, maybe even 2,250 or even 2,300 PSF, and this is not even near MRT. So right now, right, if I see based on this Dairy Farm plot, if they're in the future gonna launch 2002, 2003 PSF starting from, or maybe the average, right, is there any launches in the market that is in the post-launch still having similar PSF to this or even cheaper, much cheaper, and having much better attributes, which is much nearer to MRT, within walking distance, So for all these things, I would compare and assess, right, whether this current post-launch or upcoming launch is worth buying and which one will move based on the market demand and sentiment. And this is the list I've compiled for what I predict to be the 2026 launches. Okay, so for this Tampines Street 94, right, this one maybe might launch end of this year, it's not known. But for reference, if I use Lentor Central, right, September 2023, the land was awarded and then they only launched in March 2025. So it took about 1 year, 6 months. So just to be conservative, I'm going to follow the same thing. So that's why I will categorize this particular Tampines West plot to be launching in 2026. Okay, so over here 2026, right, you can see if they are looking at 1000 PSF PPR, this is definitely gonna be around the same range as what we see at Lentor Central. So the next one we have is Faber Walk. So Faber Walk, right, is not near MRT and this is opposite of Whistler Grand Park Riviera, the area. So this one was awarded in November 2024. So I do predict also it should be coming in for 2026 launches as well. And this is definitely not near MRT. So you are looking at 900 PSF PPR. So this is one I feel is the black horse for 2026. Okay, so for this one, Tengah Garden Avenue, right, awarded this year, January 2025. This one, PSF PPR 821, and it is near Hongkar MRT lah. But the thing I maybe don't like about this, I have to wait for more confirmation, is that I feel like you're competing with a lot of ECs over there. So you might not stand out in the resale market unless your development really is very nice or there's certain things that really make you stand out versus the EC there. Dairy Farm, just like I mentioned, not that near MRT and 1020 PSF PPR. Bayshore Road, the one that just closed, Bayshore MRT, 1388 PSF PPR. And you think about it, the PSF launch, I really do think it's going to be one of those OCR region that's going to hit $3,000 per square feet in 2026 or 2027. Chencharu Close. So this one is at the Khatib area over there. It's not near MRT also. So I would say, right, if I just based on what I see at Dairy Farm over here and Bayshore Road, right, I am not surprised if this is in the 900XX PSF PPR range, even though it is not near MRT or even closer to the 1000 side. I think developers are also using the same kind of concept and the demand and supply over here lah. Lentor Gardens also open for tender and will only close in April 2025. So this one will be the next upcoming plot and will be launching very likely in 2026. And then last but not least, we have this Hougang mixed use. So this one will be the like integrated development together with the Hougang MRT. They're probably gonna do it together when the Cross Island Line for Hougang site completion. So you see, if it opens for tender in May 2025, right, I do foresee it to launch maybe 2026 Q4 or 2027 onwards. And if you see, right, when they TOP for this particular mixed use, the Cross Island Line for Hougang is going to be completed in 2030. So the timeline is going to be very nicely planned together with this particular new plot. And I'm quite sure there will be very strong demand for this particular plot also. Alright, so if you found my analysis and how I research properties useful for you, you can feel free to watch my other videos in my channel that I've done for the previous new launches and how I break down the development and how I analyze them accordingly based on a few criteria like supply and demand, prices in the area, etc. And if you like a one-to-one consultation, feel free to scan the QR code or you can reach out to me via WhatsApp. Alright, so I'm looking forward to working with you guys. Bye!